everyone. How are you? I am unfortunately gonna have to step back for like 2 minutes because my dog at this time decided it was the perfect moment for her to go potty. Right? This one right here. Right, Issy? Yeah. So I will be right back. I'm gonna type something here. Right back. Let's go potty. Dogs have the most inopportune times to want to go take a poo. Happy Mother Earth Day. Yeah. Oh, this came out perfectly, didn't it, for Earth Day to do the little view. So hello, Universe Within. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Lourdes. Hello, Angelo. Hello, Nightshade Butterfly. Hi. So I have a ton of plants that need some love. And particularly plants that I have propagated background behind my videos. Hey, Erica. Hello, Looking Glass. I'm going to say hi to everyone, every new thing that I see. And I figured why not have a chat, a hangout, and just do some plant things. I don't know. What do you think? So I asked in the little forums in my little discussion board if anybody has any questions. Nobody really did. But there was a question on Instagram, and I will answer that one. I think there were 2. But first, tell me where you're from, and how are you, and how are things going with your day? While you type that down, I'm going to go get the little propagated guys. right, so let's see where you guys are from. Angelo is from Atlanta, Georgia. Nightshade is from Fall River, Massachusetts. Hi, you're close. We have Indiana. We have Louisiana. Oh, I'm sorry you had a bad day. Hello from Belgium. Ashland, Mass. Hi, you're really close to me. Let's see. Hi from Alabama. Hopefully things go well with your husband. Lots of well wishes. Salem, New York. Nacogdoches, Texas. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires, you seem like a fun place. So, yeah, I am from Massachusetts. Eastern side of Massachusetts. I'm not going to really say how eastern or where, but not like super eastern. But I'm not going to fully disclose my location. And right now, I am uprooting this little guy. And I think this is a philodendron. I get confused, philodendron and pothos. So this one is philodendron. These are pothos. Yes. Yeah, philodendron and pothos. I believe so, which means I forgot a couple plants. What else can I talk about? So one of the questions was in regards to if you haven't been in practice or a pagan practice for a while, and for instance you're kind of like missing out, or you feel disconnected from it, or you want to get back in your practice and you haven't like found a way to do so yet. First of all, that's completely normal, and it happens to everyone, and it happened to me. The way that I got back to it is just to start, start meditating again, or at least start trying to meditate again. Just take a couple minutes, deep breaths, and don't really focus on anything other than yourself and your breathing. I know sometimes that could be more difficult for some than others. If that's the case and you can't really sit still and you can't really breathe, which is the case with me at times, you can move your hands around. I'm going to demonstrate it in just one moment. I do live moon circles through my Witchy classroom on occasion, and sometimes, well, when we do the meditation and things like that, they see me moving my hands around. From Detroit, hello, and yes, I'm right. Thank you. Glad I'm right with the plants. I assume that's what you're referring to. So what I usually do if I can't really sit still is I put my hand on my belly firmly. My hand is dirty, so I'm not going to do it. And then I put my hand on my chest, and then I just breathe deeply and notice the motion of how I am breathing, and just paying attention to my breath and just focusing on that and trying not to let a whole bunch of thoughts kind of come up. So that's one of the ways that you can start. Another way, if that's completely not your thing, then you can start by reading a book or a spiritual book that you find an interest in. Sometimes that inspires me. Let's see. What really helps me get inspired, specifically when I want to work on my Book of Shadows, are the subscription boxes that I get, particularly the Witch's Moon. So each time I see that artwork, it's just like, oh, that's so pretty. I kind of want to do something like that too. But I'm not telling anybody to get a subscription box or anything along those lines. It's just a good reminder to kind of, when you get that every month, if that makes sense. Let's see if I have other tips or something like that. Right now what I'm doing is just massaging the dirt from the, look how root bound the little guy is. Hi, Kayla. And I want to split up these plants that I have between 3 pots. And these pots are going to be hanging on like a little thingy between like the divider of my living room and my kitchen. And then when they get all like bushy and long, and I can have them trailing up on the sides, looking forward to that one. I have the trailing, I have pothos. I have pothos in my bedroom. It was from a little while ago when I received 2 Lunarly boxes by accident, and they let me keep the second one. So I put 2 pretty much identical plants on the 2 sides of my bed, having a hard time talking, on 2 sides of my bed, and they became huge. Like, we have a king size bed, and they're each about like a foot away from the king size bed, but they got long to the point that they're like crossing over above the bed and like moving out. And I love it so much. They need to be repotted also, but I'm not dealing with taking those down by myself because I feel like I'm going to need more hands so that the little things won't break. Giant violet plants. Oh yeah, yep. Which is, these have been waiting to be repotted for a very, very long time, which is, and I haven't done a live video and chat with all of you beautiful souls in a very, very long time. So why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone? That's awesome. Huge and trailing. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And the best part about these plants is they don't really care about being root bound. I mean, you obviously need to make sure that they're not popping out of the pot, but they're okay to be root bound for a while. And they're really, oh no, we lost one. Goodbye. And they like to be watered more frequently than most, but they also survive a lot better than most if you forget a time or 2. Other plants, if you see behind me right there, I have a big bush that's propagated of, they're purple Zabrinas. They're also called, I think, the Wandering Jews or something like that. I don't know their like casual name, but they're purple Zabrinas, which I also was one of the first plants that I ever received from Lunarly many years ago. And those are just some babies. I have like a giant bush in my living room, and I have a giant bush that's like over there, and they trail too, but they're a bit more finicky when it comes to water. If you don't water them, like, they'll still keep growing and they'll be fine. But the thing that they do is, like, towards the end, they start to dry up and look a little weird. So you need to be more mindful of watering them. Let's see. You think the leaf on itself will sprout? Because I've done clippings. I've done tons of clippings for propagation, but I usually had like a little node with it. I didn't know that just a leaf can sprout. Okay, definitely will. Seems like a big enough one that might be able to handle it. Last couple times I've done it, I don't think I've had much luck. All right, so we have 4 bushels over here, 1 long one over here, 2 small ones over here. Nope, just 1 small one. You are pothos. You go over here. I'll be right back. I have another long trailing one here. So let's see how we can split these guys up. Rooting compound. I do have rooting compound. I'll give it a hello, Sherry. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I love propagating plants as well. Absolutely one of my most favorite things to do. And when you have a ton, they also make really good gifts, obviously, to those people who like plants as well, at least to some extent. But that has always been fun. All right. Currently working on detangling. Do you guys have any questions or any like witchy-based questions or maybe plant-based questions? I'm gonna put this one in this one. Anything along those lines? Because if it comes to plants and you guys are okay with doing this and hanging out with me, there's so many that need to be repotted. I know, bad plant mom. Just haven't had a chance to. Because I could do this much more frequently. Maybe, depending on school. You are okay. So I usually don't do these with gloves, but as soon as if I see a bug, gloves are coming on. Working with plants is a wonderful way to work on grounding, but it's also a good way to start getting back into practice if you like plants or if you want to try with plants. Okay, so this one has two. This one has one. We have another loss. That one will definitely be propagated. Yeah, so plants, working with plants, either indoors or outdoors in any way and capacity is also really good for grounding and for getting in touch with nature. I love doing this. So maybe we can have like a repotting party where we hang out and you guys repot and then I repot, and then we can talk about plants and what we're repotting. The live chats and things like that we do through my classroom. I believe Lourdes was part of it. I think Anaricia was part of it as well. I do it via Google Meet so that I get to meet and see your beautiful faces. If anybody is interested of having a repotting party through Google Meet, I think that might be fun. All right, so we have 2, 2, and 2. You are short. We got very long one. We got decently long one. I'm gonna put this one here. Oh my goodness, this is like the perfect. It's like it was meant to be. I have the perfect amount. All right. You are going here and you are going here. That makes me very happy. Some of them are going to be a little bit lopsided. Maybe I'll trim off this one and give it a boost. So now I need dirt. Let's see. Hello from Ontario, Canada. Flowers that smell like strawberry and pineapple? What are they called? What are they called? If anybody's interested in what kind of dirt I use or some supplies that I use, this is Expand and Grow, and it has been one of my favorite dirts to go to because they're vacuum sealed and they're very condensed. So, and they're also a decent mix of like barky stuff, and it doesn't get very, when it dries up, it doesn't like, how do I put it, clump together or become like super hard in the plant pot. And because it's vacuum sealed, it doesn't have bugs, because I've went through Home Depot and like the bigger bags that are less expensive, they're all kind of with holes or whatever, and each time I brought them in, they had bugs. But another thing that I do is mix them up with more perlite. It's gonna get dusty. And now I mix. And I might sneeze a couple times. And I think I'm going to add some water. Dampen things down and let it not get as dusty. And let it start expanding and growing. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but it's like sizzling. Beltane plans. I want to go hiking or just do a forest walk pretty much and just kind of hang out with nature. I don't really want to do anything super fancy or elaborate because I have finals coming up very soon, and that's causing me stress. And I really just want to, I don't know, go and breathe something other than the air inside my house. Rice Krispies. They're not Rice Krispies. This is perlite. So perlite is volcanic popcorn. Pretty much what they do is, I agree, Mo. Pretty much what they do is they superheat volcanic rock, I believe, and it pops into this fluffier thing. So some people might think that it's styrofoam, but it's not. It's much heavier. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but it's like crackly. And it becomes dust. So it's not styrofoam, and it's not Rice Krispies. I wonder if Rice Krispies would work, though. No, because if they get damp, they get like soggy, and then they like compress, and then it might rot on the bottom. So I don't think Rice Krispies would work, but that's an interesting thought. Oh, sorry. Sometimes people don't really know or things about plants, so I like to explain stuff just in case, because I knew nothing until about like 3-ish years ago. Neither would marshmallows. No. So this is what I want to show you now. This is how much the dirt expanded from a little bit of water, just some perlite. And this is still relatively dry. So if I add more water, it's going to expand even more. So you get 1 bag and it turns to 3 pretty much. Let's see. So any other questions? What are you guys? Do you have any plans for Beltane? Do you celebrate Beltane? I might be pronouncing it wrong. So many people come after me for pronunciation things. I'm just going to start doing my videos in Russian. Then maybe they'll get it. Or like start my intro in Russian. I am not from Russia. I am from Belarus, if anybody is curious. All right, so now plants into pot. And then more dirt on top. Ooh, first gathering with actual practitioners. That is one of my dreams. Yeah, one of my dreams, but for, how do I put it? I want like real practitioners, because I was in a circle one time for a full moon and it didn't seem very authentic, and there was a charge to get in, but it was part of like a school project. You had to visit some sort of like religious gathering, and I did not want to go to church. But they kind of felt like a church, like a Christian church, very much so. down to like certain singing and all that stuff. And I didn't really feel comfortable. Like they did a lot of pagan things, like they cleansed and they opened the circle and all that stuff. But the vibe just didn't feel right. So after that, kind of lost interest seeing practitioners or being in a circle with other practitioners. But maybe things have changed and I would like to go someplace where it all feels comfortable, if that makes sense. Let's see. Combine visits to the same weekend. Are you asking me for Salem or are you asking somebody else? Well, I'm glad you were part of a group. That sounds awesome. I've been not alone until I started YouTube. And now we have a little online group thing where we do the full moon stuff live, which I just love. Just wish I had more time for it to do it more frequently and less issues surrounding me and family. So we got one done. Looks like that. I left a little bit of open stuff here until I water it to see how much it'll expand, and if I need to add more, I will add more. I don't like the way you look. Goodbye. Let's see. So, Nightshade, were you asking in regards to someone else to combine visits with Salem for Salem or with me? Because Salem is fun and exciting to go to. I'm not sure how things to do that. Maybe like a full-on planned meet and greet type of thing in Salem might actually be fun at some point. Not sure how everyone is comfortable with the whole COVID thing still going on, but you can play it by ear. All right, pot number 2 done. Ta-da! This one has that. Oh, you were saying you just wanted to go there. Yeah. Save up money, because the moment you go into like a crystal shop store, or at least from my experience, forget it. My budget is blown and I'm just mesmerized by, ooh, shiny. Okay. You are also seeming too big for your friends. Goodbye. Sometimes you gotta snip the plants. Who's mowing the lawn? Are they mowing our lawn? And one more. Goodbye. All right, so I was wrong. It did not turn out even. One of the pots has four. The others have 3, which is okay. They have decent size 3. Okay. Almost done with this one. Tell them to come mow yours. I will, but if I was willing to talk to people in person. I'm a lot more extroverted than I really am when it comes to my videos, because there's no people in front of me and I'm just staring at a camera and nobody's staring back. But in reality, I'm all fumbly and awkward. All right, we have 3. But I think this 3, the bottom looks a little sad. So I'll decide later. Plop them over there. A nice big fluffy one over here. And one more over here. Woohoo! All right, you are halfway naked. Goodbye. Propagating. Let's see. Salem looks so amazing. Salem is. It's wonderful. Everyone's super accepting over there, and it's a very nice open place to be a witch. Hi, Alexa from Ontario, Canada. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah, Village Silversmith is the place to go. Let's see. On to next plants. Oh, I forgot to water them. Bit of noise with water. Give them some water. See what happens with the dirt. What other things would you guys like to hear or chat about? Or ask? I don't know. Look at this beautiful bush. The whole thing, I'm just gonna stick it in the pot and it's gonna go crazy, and I'm excited. What is everyone's favorite crystal to work with or to look at? Or the current favorite crystal that you like? Because sometimes I know they change around. The dirt, yes, the dirt does stop expanding after a while. Tuck you in. Oh, yep, he's mowing our lawn. Oh, this one's gonna be nice. Hi, Stacy from Missouri. Oh, I hope you start feeling better. Labradorite, lepidolite, rose quartz, black moonstone. Yeah, black moonstone has become one of my favorites recently too. Let's see, amethyst and honeybee jasper. Oh, honeybee jasper is pretty. I love the colorings of it. I recently got an amber calcite from a box that I unboxed from Luna Lux March. I hope that video is going to be coming out soon. And it is pretty. All right, trying to untangle the little vines over here so that they could be flooped over neatly. I love plants and flowers, but for some reason I get. Oh, and they die? I'm sorry. Sometimes I have a couple plants that are just not my friends. Particularly, what is it called? The crispy wave. The crispy wave, I think I've had a total of 3 of them throughout the 3 years. Twice from a subscription box, once when I bought it on my own. And the crispy waves are supposed to be nice and beautiful and green and wavy. No, they turned extra crispy with me. Sometimes when plants do that, they could just not like the climate, or watering schedules is usually the main thing. The way that they respond to light is also usually a main thing. One of the things that I do when I get new plants is I don't repot them right away. I let them kind of hang out in their nursery pot until they start to acclimate to their environment. And while they do that, I move them around the house, have them experience different lighting, different things around, and have them see which area of the house they prefer best, or which window, which side, because sometimes the instructions on the plants, I don't know who wrote them, and they're not very favorable for the plant itself, but you kind of have to, like, I don't know, feel it out, get witchy with it, like meditate next to it, try to understand it and how it's growing or what it's doing and what it's liking, things along those lines. Okay, I think I had it flip over enough. This is the current look of it. And now I'm just going to take a couple and coil them up on top. Which longest ones do I have? That way it doesn't look as naked on the top. Oh no, where are you at? We're right here. So we're going to plop you here. And if you coil these up on top and they kind of like what you did with it and they get the dirt and then they get the water, they're going to start sprouting roots from the top and then they start growing out that way. Which other one can we wrap around? Let's do this one in a different direction. There. It ain't gonna look great right now, but give it about a week and a half and it'll be nice. At least it looks less naked. Ta-da! Fine, be that way. I love these because they're purple. They're so purple underneath. They only get really purple if they get a lot of light, though. Another purple plant that I adore is Oxalis triangularis, and they kind of look like giant clovers, but they're the same color purple. Let me see if I have one nearby because they're all over my living room over there. All right. Yay! 1 second. These are one of my favorites. And they love light, and then they get so huge and bushy. I got these from Amazon. I think I just had like a little cluster of bulbs. They grow from bulbs. And then I think I have about 4 pots of these now. They just expand. And yes, it's in a booty planter. We have a couple stragglers, so we're going to do propagating with them later. So next time I record a video, I will have different plants in the background, probably. Or it'll be empty. We'll see how it goes. There we go. Next up is this little dude who has been... I forgot to water him. So he was a little sad. And I don't remember the name of this one. Does it have the name on the bottom? No. So when I put it in more dirt, hopefully it'll be happier when it comes to the water. Right. No, why? Yeah, so this is what happened with the dirt since I watered it some more. I don't know if you remember, because there was about like 2 inches from the top that I left it. So now it expanded, and this is about how high it's going to go. And it should be fun, in theory, if I don't kill it. Let's see, what else have you guys said? The Zabrinas? Yeah, I love them in hanging baskets too. But it's on a little stand thing. I don't know if you could see. And I'm planning on putting it up on a tall dresser that we have in our room. So it's going to be a little bit off on top of the dresser, and I want it to kind of like go down the side of it. I think that'll be very pretty. What else? No luck with succulent and cacti. Yeah, they could be tough. They like more sun than you would think, and they like more water than you would think. But the key that I found with succulents is I completely drench mine, like full on make the water run out from the bottom of the pot. And I do about like once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. You kind of have to look at the leaves, and if they start to kind of get a little wrinkly, that's when I usually water them. But that's not with all. Jade plants, you could do that with jade plants. And echeverias, you could do that with echeverias as well. Let's see, someone mentioned, how often do I water my plants? Depends on the plant. I have, what is she called? Peace lily. I have a peace lily, and she's cranky. So she likes a ton of water, and I water her about twice a week. And if it's really hot during the summer, sometimes even 3 times a week, because she's a drama queen and she really likes water. Most of my plants get watered about once a week. Plants like succulents and plants that are like desert-like plants, or plants that are really good when it comes to water, I tend to water those only about once every 2 weeks. If anybody wants like a foolproof plant that they sometimes forget about, ZZ plants are awesome. They're really, really great. Those I water like once every 2 weeks. And cast iron plants, those have survived a drought. They got a little brown in the tips, but they were in my spare bedroom, and I used to go into that spare bedroom on like a daily basis, and we ended up leaving for a trip or something along those lines, and I used to water it like once every 2 weeks, but I think I didn't water it for like a month, and it was still okay. So cast iron plants, and they get tall and big. Those have been wonderful. I love that plant so much. Maybe at some point I'll do like an updated plant tour, because I have a very old plant tour type of thing from way back when. All right, I'm catching up on like the comments and stuff. I want to make prayer beads. What can I put at the bottom? Whatever you feel most connected with. My prayer beads, the ones that I made, are very, very small, and I put little charms on them, like pentacle charms and other things. If you can get a crystal that has like a hole through it, you can use that, or you can just wrap it in wire, add to that. Whatever you feel most connected with. Prayer beads are supposed to be a connection for you. What else we got? My plants always do better on southwest side of house by windows. I'm glad you know that. Awesome. Oh no, it moved. Stacy likes rose quartz, hematite, onyx, carnelian, tiger's eye. Nice. May or may not grow roots, luck of the draw. Like with everything. 200 crystals. I am assisted, I assume addicted to crystals. I think I'm right up there with you with the number of crystals. There's never enough, and there's so many to discover. Ooh, here's a question for you. I need to reorganize my crystals. Definitely. I have a couple that are just kind of chilling with a label, and I have a couple that have homes in like little boxes and things like that, but some of them are duplicates. So I need to reorganize them. Would any of you be interested in doing like a live chat and hangout video while I organize a ton of crystals? And when I say a ton, I mean a ton. So here is this little guy. Anyone know the name of him? I don't remember the name of him. He feels like a he. And again, I left a little bit of room for the water. It has some water in the bottom dish right now, and it should expand at some point. Okay. Next little guy. Air plant with greenhouse terrarium. Oh, air plants are fun. My place is neat and cozy. Yeah, just this half that you can see. Thank you. Air plants are pretty down. Some only need spritzing. The air plants that I have, who are you? Oh, this one is called Earth Star. Perfect little guy for Earth Day. Nice. So I did a box, one monthly box. I used to do like monthly mystery boxes last year, and I did air plants with them, and I still have a couple left. But spritzing sometimes if you're in a very humid environment. Another thing that I did with them is just maybe once every 2 weeks, I would completely soak them in a bowl of water for about 20 minutes and then hang them back up. And they seem to like that. They liked it. Peace lilies are cranky. Yeah. Let's see. Air plants. What do you do when you're in a rut with your practice? I kind of went over that at the beginning of this live, but I pretty much try to do very basic things and things that will help me start getting connected with my own energy, and then things that would help me get connected with the energy around me. So I talked about meditating for a couple of minutes. I talked about planting things. Let's see, reading a book, a spiritual book, or finding things that, did they really? Oh, those bastards. So this little guy, I assume, was from a greenhouse. And do you see this thing around it? That could be why he was so unhappy. Because this doesn't seem like it's degrading as quickly as its roots are growing. I hate it when plant nurseries do this thing. He has roots growing through it. No wonder I'm trying to like dig through it, and I'm like, where is this little guy's roots? They're all condensed into like... Makes me mad. Why did they even think this was a good idea? Okay. I think I have freed it. Look at the roots! Yay! Let's see. I have snake plant and jade succulent. Ooh, snake plants are also really good and hardy plants and easier to keep alive. Peace lilies are cranky, thirsty. Yep. Do I have spirit companions? Sometimes. When I was younger, I certainly did. I was alone by myself. But right now, I'm currently not interested in having a spirit companion or a familiar. Depends along those lines. However you go about explaining that. Out of topic, but your hair is beautiful and long. How many years did it take you to grow that length? I stopped my hair. Let me give you a little story. My hair was always about shoulder's length. As long as I was growing up, my mom would always cut it. And I think at about 17, I told her, no, I don't want to cut my hair anymore. But since then, I've had, some cuts, some this and blah, blah, blah. So I think since around 19, when I got married, that I decided I was going to be growing it out. Although, like every month or every 2 months, I do give it a trim. I usually trim like about an inch and a half off. And this is it braided. And if it's not braided, it's like about to here. And I will grow it until it's dragging on the floor. Your daughter says hi. Tell her I said hi back. Stop going to church because of bad experience, and I don't claim any religion. I feel like they used to control you or people. A lot of religions were built around controlling people. Unfortunately, a lot of them, particularly Abrahamic religions. If you look back on history, it's really come about in regards to controlling the people when it was back in the days, and it's still around in regards to controlling people, but that's not exactly a topic I want to get into. What else? Would love that. I'm a crystal addict. Okay, so organizing crystals on a live, that might be an option. Again, I can kill two birds with one stone. I can hang out with you beautiful souls and chat with you, and I can get some organizing done. You have the air plant from is it still alive? I am so excited. Let's see. Tara, yes, let's see. I have 2 different dumb canes plants that have gotten massive. Mine too. My favorite plant in my house, plant, is my monstera. I did a little Instagram live story when I was repotting it, and I split it into 2. But pretty much the main mama monstera, the mama monster monstera in our bedroom, is in a pot that's like this big. And if you were going to take it from my waist, it's probably like this tall. And it has leaves that are like bigger than my palm. And the thing just brings me so much joy when I wake up in the mornings. Favorite thing ever. Look at you. You look so much happier in here. You feel so much happier in here. Doesn't she feel so much happier in here? Look at the little guy. Yay. Oh, I'm very happy for it. More plants. This has been like a good day for me. Alive and thriving. Awesome. I was worried I'd missed this stream. Nope, we're still hanging out. I have a doctor's appointment I need to get to for 2:00. So I will be leaving. The live stream will end at around 1. So in about an hour. Again, I'm just talking about Eastern Standard Time. Let's see. Favorite herbs? Do you mean favorite herbs that are like growing in my house, or favorite herbs to cook with, or favorite herbs to work with? Which ones of those? Repotted 5 tomatoes this morning. Awesome! Anaricia, stop going to church too. Committees. Yeah, so the priest was sexist. My husband and I got married. We eloped. And at that time, we were still going to my parents' church. They kicked us out of church because we eloped and we didn't ask the pastor for forgiveness. And he said that the only way we can stay in that church is if we were to go up on the podium in front of everybody and apologize. And we were like, what are we apologizing for? There's a whole long, bigger story to that. And they had a meeting with us, and it was a very strict meeting. And they were only addressing my husband. And when I tried to say something, they were like, in Russian, of course, they're like, excuse me, we're speaking to the man. Needless to say, we never went back. Church wasn't my religion since I was 12 years old, but I was forced to go to it until I moved out of my parents' house. So that's that. Let's see. What do you suggest for mood? There's someone at my door and I'm not going to go open it. I'm going to be quiet. It's the guy that mows our lawn. No. We have a Google Ring door cam, and I can see him. Oh no, it turned off. Okay, Google, show me front door.
Got it. Streaming the front door.
Is he still there? Okay, he's leaving. Tell him I'm not home. Yeah. I'm gonna walk up to the door open. He's like, sorry, no one's home. Let me just double check the camera. All right, he went down the driveway. Now I can talk. When I mean I'm antisocial, I'm antisocial. I'm gonna have my husband deal with him. Oh God. What was I talking about? Church. Yeah. They were extremely inappropriate and sexist and just wrong. Favorite herbs to work with? Lilac. I might have mentioned this before. Lilac is my favorite color, flower, smell, everything. And lilac is really good for peace and wisdom, knowledge, memory, I believe. Something along those lines. Okay, he's not coming back. We're safe. I'm safe. Other herbs I like to work with. I like to work a lot with oak leaves, oak bark. Oak is really good for, oh no, I overfilled it with dirt. Oops. You distracted me. He distracted me. Oak is really good for strength, also for wisdom. I like a lot of herbs that come with wisdom or connection. So, yeah, that's mainly oak, lilac, lavender for peace, and black pepper. Black pepper for protection. I know that's a little bit of an odd one, but it works well. So the guy needed some water. What else? For mood, I use chamomile tea, meditation, of herbs. Venting about it is good. You can keep venting about it, and I completely understand it. Anna or Anna. Is your name Anaricia? Anaricia, am I pronouncing it correctly, or is that just an icon thingy that you like to use? Let's see. What else? Watching this was such a good idea. Sitting here with some green tea. Nice. I like green tea. What is everyone's? First of all, are you a tea or a coffee drinker? And if you're a coffee drinker, how do you like your coffee? And if you're a tea drinker, what is your favorite tea? My favorite tea is lemon, ginger, and mint combination that I absolutely love and adore. So we have this little dude. Look at it, looks so much bushier and happier now. Woo! I'm happy. Little happy wiggles. One moment. Okay, Google. Okay, Google.
Hi, how can I help you this afternoon?
Hush. I have a reminder we have Google Home in pretty much every room because I forget everything and then I forget what I forgot. So I have reminders almost every 3 hours telling me kind of what time it is and if I have anything on my schedule, because I have ADHD and time blindness is real, and forget it. If I don't get reminders, sometimes even the reminders don't help. What else? Let's see. Favorite color is purple. My favorite color is purple. Chamomile tea. Yeah, I love chamomile tea. Offshoots of lilac bush. Yeah, I have a couple lilac bushes too. Last year, I made lilac honey or lilac infused honey. First of all, you'd think it might taste really powerfully of lilac, but it does not. Second of all, I thought it might be bitter because sometimes plants too much greenery makes things kind of bitter, but it just has this beautiful faint aftertaste of lilac in the back of your tongue. I'm going to show you I made a lot of it. And this has been one of my most favorite creations ever. I used local honey from Apple Orchard. That's a couple, oh no, I'm speaking now. That's a couple miles away from us. So if anybody has a ton of lilac flowers, I highly recommend for you to give it a try. What else are people saying? Just discovering connection with plants, especially vegetables. Awesome. Overwhelmed with all the information. Yeah, sometimes that could happen. I would say stick to a reliable source and try not to learn about more than you can bite off. So maybe start off with 5-ish plants until you start getting comfortable. Let's see what else. Amethyst, nice. Love listening to the birds outside my bedroom window. Oh, I put a bird feeder right outside her window. And if you're able to have someone help you put a bird feeder close to your window, I think it's one of the greatest things in the morning too. I like to do things in the morning or surround myself with things that make me happy or cheer me up. So that's why there's a lot of stuff in our bedroom. Coffee black with sweet treat on the side. Ooh, what's the sweet treat on the side? Cookies. Tea drinker, chai, lemon tea, hibiscus tea. Ooh, hibiscus tea is nice. Herbal drinker, coffee mostly. Coffee's good. See you, Peggy. Oolong tea. Oolong, yeah, nice. I think oolong is a little strong for me. Maybe I'm not making it right. Calming teas, yes. Anna Rishia. Oh, nice. Rishia? Okay, Rishia, sure. And that's a very beautiful name. Anna Rishia. What origin is it, if you don't mind me asking? Homemade honey vanilla chamomile tea. Nice. Baby bird in your window. Awesome. So I have a ponytail palm over here that I'm going to yank out. Tea, green tea, black tea with herb teas. It's 2 or 3 in the morning and I can't sleep and I found you. Hello, Karan. Hopefully you can fall asleep soon. Do I ever try making my own spells or rituals? It's absolutely okay. I only practice my own spells and rituals. I don't purchase any from books. Even if I receive them in like a subscription box, I have never, ever, ever, ever in my life done any spells or rituals that I have not written myself. I just don't feel comfortable. I feel like if you write spells yourself, you become a lot more connected with it and you have a lot more chance of success with it, if that makes sense. So I always do write my own spells, write my own rituals. Let's split you guys up a little bit. Oh, I have 6 ponytails in here. You're a new one. Did you bulb out? It made a new bulb. I have a little baby. Makes me happy. Okay. Guess the dust finally got to me. Bye, Anarishia. Let's see. You made it up? That's even cooler. That is most certainly even cooler. Did I really? Oh! Yay! You see, sometimes I'm okay with pronouncing things. When it comes to normal words, I am not. Okay, so this one needs water. I'm running out of plants. I didn't think this was gonna go this quickly, so I didn't prepare plants. If you guys see the pots with the white, the little, those kind of pots, they are from a subscription I had last year called Horty, and they are a pure plant subscription, and I love them until I ran out of time to take care of a lot of plants, so I had to stop. Okay. Now what do I do? This one doesn't have enough roots yet. Those don't have enough roots yet. I have more that needs repotting. Let me go find a couple more in a moment. Let's see. Interaction is so informative. Nice, I'm happy about that. Any special tips for beginner witches? Depends on what practice you want to go into. Give me one moment. I'm going to find a couple plants. one definitely needs a bigger pot. So, tips for beginner witches. Why were you in there? The Horty subscriptions came with these expandable dirt pellet thingies, but since I have some dirt here, that's why I'm not using it. So tips for, you also gave me a baby. Sorry, I get distracted really easily. Tips for beginner witches. Start off with things that you are most interested in. Ooh. Here's one thing that I love about succulent is if a leaf falls off, it makes a new baby. Start off with things that you are comfortable with studying and learning. And I don't know if you've seen my Book of Shadows, the newest Book of Shadows video that I have. It's like how to start your Book of Shadows. I go over, I believe, like 7 tips of where to start off with research. And for like adding to your Book of Shadows, but it's also really good to start research of as a beginner practitioner. So things like your birth chart and things along the lines of your ancestry, because those have a lot of energies. And learning your birth chart, you get accustomed with certain zodiac names, different astrological correspondences. You don't have to go like fully in depth. I shared a link on that video. It's called astrologycafe.com, and they have a free little chart thing that would give you your birth chart. What's your rising sign? What's your moon sign? I'm sure everybody knows their sun sign. Let's see what other things. Starting off with the moon phases and the moon. This one has just been watered, so it's taking forever to free it from the dirt. Start off with seasons and the month correspondences, holidays, things along those lines. Days of the week also have correspondences. Colors, you could do colors, numerology, and numbers, certain things along those lines. Biggest tip that I can give any beginner witch is to start learning things about that's closest to you, that you already own, that you already have. For example, the herbs in your kitchen. Salt has protection properties. Pepper has protection properties. Things along those lines. What else? Even other ingredients like rice also have correspondences. So I would highly recommend you start off with things that you already have, because there's so much magic around you already, and you don't need to really go out and buy anything else. Let's see. Tarot is good to start with as well, but sometimes that could be a little bit intimidating. I found tarot very intimidating when I started because there are so many tarot readers out there that could pull a card and tell you everything about it, and I'm just like, well, I don't even remember how many cards there are. But tarot is definitely a good, fun start. You were led to believe that Welsh people are very witchy. Do you know anything about that? Not really. I am not Welsh. I don't know much about their culture, but I know that, a lot of Northern Europe were delayed in their concurrence by Christianity and Abrahamic religion, so they've kept a lot more of the pagan beliefs. So maybe that's what you are referring to. But witchy is such a like broad term that I'm not entirely sure like what you mean. What else? Hang out with me while I'm reorganizing. I think that would be fun. Definitely. Gonna have to do something about my puppy because she is going to be sniffing everything. All right, before I drown this plant, if you can see it, right? Oh, come on. We have a little baby. Where'd it go? We have a little baby. Look at it. It came from a leaf. Oh, if anybody has been around when I did my last series of Tamed Wild unboxings and my accidental murder or attempted murder for a plant, that plant is doing good. Let's see. As soon as I'm done with this one, I'm going to bring that one out and show you guys that. Has anyone seen that one? The one where I did all 4 of the Tamed Wild from way back when? And the baby plant. Anyways, the story is I waited about 4 months to do unboxings due to a ton of circumstances. And I don't look at any of the spoilers for the boxes because I think that defeats the purpose of it being a surprise. And one of the boxes had a succulent in it. And it was left in the box for 4 months with nothing else. I'm going to bring it out because it's alive. I don't know. It was just a little tiny stub. It was like a stub this big. And this is where we are at now. It's a little jade plant. And it's alive. It's alive. I'm so proud of myself. And it's just been living on my little altar thing. Yeah. Let's see what else. Celt background. I think the same thing arranges with Celtic background. I believe that I have Celtic roots. I was born in Europe. I am purebred Belarusian, however you want to put it, because down to as far as my parents and grandparents can remember, everybody was born in Belarus. But they were born more and more north in Belarus. So I was born like Minsk. I was born in Minsk, which was kind of like around the center. But as my parents and grandparents were telling me, we were born like we've been traveling south. So we were from like northern. So I believe that it's possible I'm descended of Rus Vikings that were from that northern area region. So it's my theory. All right. We have another one. Let's see what else we got. Neat door cam. Yeah, it's been one of my favorite things. Sears question. How do you tell the difference between genuine foresight and a constant stream of anxious images and thoughts that just happen to come true? Ooh, that's a really tough question because that's really tough sometimes to discern between the two. How can I talk about this? Sometimes your gut feelings and anxiety could intertwine with foresight. And if you have constant anxiety, or how to put it, if you are an overthinker who thinks of pretty much any possible scenario, you You might have already thought up or seen or visualized a scenario with an outcome because of all the different like things you thought about, which is also, it could be clairvoyance and could be foresight along those lines. And sometimes I think those are the people that have the biggest connection with foresight. But best way to kind of realize that is to, again, learn yourself, learn your energies. I'm going to keep repeating that forever because that's the key portion of your practice. We have a rubber gum tree over here. It's been through some stuff. So, and once you learn your energies, learn what triggers your anxiety and learn like how your anxiety is specifically triggered. That way you'll be able to discern things from anxiety versus things that are foresight. But like I said, it could be intertwined between the two. And sometimes it could be very difficult to pull the two apart. Shadow work is a good start to it. Shadow work is a ground base of really learning yourself and learning about your subconscious. That sort of stuff. I don't know if that was a very vague answer, but without knowing you as an individual, I can't really give you anything specific. Hi, Melly. Hi, Carrie. The plant that survived. Yeah, I'm glad to have you here. Shadow work been popping a lot. Shadow work, I believe, is a very important part of a practitioner. It intertwines with learning about yourself, learning your energies. But sometimes what I don't hear a lot of practitioners talk about, those who talk about shadow work, is you don't have to do shadow work by yourself. I know this might seem like a very mundane thing to mention, but working with a therapist or a counselor who is able to kind of ask you deeper questions than you would ask yourself is also a good way to kind of start with shadow work, that sort of stuff. Sigils, common rewrite your mind. Yeah, that's good. Haven't had any experiences with shadow work. Good way to start shadow work on your own is journaling. And journal without censoring yourself. It took me a while to learn that part. What I mean by without censoring yourself is journal down whatever thoughts you have, whether it be good thoughts, bad thoughts, intrusive thoughts, thoughts that would be considered inappropriate in a normal society. I have tons of pages where I just wrote "fuck this" over and over and over again because that's what I was feeling. But shadow work is to get to know you, your inner you, get to understand who you are and how you respond to the environment and how your subconscious is feeling. Because our subconscious is way more in charge of us than we give it credit. And sometimes if people are experienced trauma in the past or have gone through things that have just really like impacted their lives and they're scared to kind of like talk about stuff, finding a therapist to talk with is a good option. It's a good way to get you started, and you have less of a chance of censoring yourself. I think this is okay. It'll do. We have a beautiful gift of cat fur on this leaf because my cat brushes by this when she jumps in her little ledge thing in our living room. Let's see, what else did I miss? Can't drink coffee, heart problems. I can't really drink coffee or a lot of things with caffeine either. Heart problems. Welsh, cool. Let's see. I am spot on today. Okay. EMDR? That's great. The therapist that I see, he also does EMDR, but I haven't done that yet. I'm very cautious to how I let people into my subconscious, which is why I said might help people out to open up. But we've had a lot of good conversations and a lot of things. He also does hypnosis, which I've tried twice. It didn't work. But yeah. Let's see. But EMDR, finding a therapist that does EMDR is a really, really good thing. And as she said, it does, I forget what it stands, eye movement, something, I don't remember. But she's right in regards to sleep. But you're not really asleep. You're not really fully asleep. And I believe the therapist guides you through it. And it's a really great way to be able to access your deep thoughts without being triggered by them if you went through a certain trauma or things along those lines. Passing anxieties through a filter. Nice. Hello, Tony. Tiffany, what do you mean by passing it through a filter? I think this one does need more dirt because this became more damp. Okay. As I was inputting things. Why are you here? Go there. Why you gotta go like that? Don't go like that. Okay. Another distraction. I've been working with spells of my own, writing and working first Book of Shadows. Nice, that's awesome. Working on your own stuff, I feel, is definitely gives it more oomph. Awesome. I'm really happy for you, Karan. All right. I think I did a good job today. Okay, these two can use a little bit more dirt on top. And then tuck stuff away. Things, just keeping an eye on the little. I feel like it's so awkward because I have to kind of lean in. So my screen is about this about this big of where I can see myself, and then on the side is the chat thing, right? So, and the chat thing is very small letters, and I just have to be awkward and stare at it. All right, I think this is good. Maybe one more? Yeah, okay. One more plant, and then I'm gonna start wiping down the leaves. Okay, it's bigger-ish. It'll do. Because this one needs more topsoil. And oh, look at that. We get more kitty fur. We get cat sprinkles. The oldest plant I have, violets originating from a little one that was planted in a teacup. oldest plant I have. It would probably be the mama of these purple plants. I think it was one of the first plants that I received from Lunarly. I think it was the second plant. First plant I received from them was oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I didn't repot this one. I don't put rocks in the bottom of mine. I'm so sorry, little one. Are the roots okay? Okay, roots are good. Let's see. So the first plant I ever received from Lunarly was a purple waffle. And it was gorgeous, and it was glorious, and it got so big and so wonderful, and then I killed it. Second plant that I received from Lunarly was the purple zebrina, and those are its babies, and the other plant is in my living room. It's nice and big and bushy, so I think that's the oldest plant, and it has sired multiple babies. Yeah, it has become a couple of gifts for people. I think I have turned it into 3 gifts, and they were like maybe half the size of that bunch of things for the gifts. What else was I gonna say? That's a baby from it. The one that I just, where's my hand? This one that I just repotted. I don't know if people are new adding into the chat. But these are its babies, and then I have, oh boy. Then I have more of its babies over here. And then more of its babies over here. So that's the oldest plant that I have, and it has become a mother of the masses. Is it okay to tell us what? Yeah, absolutely. So I am currently studying biology. I'm hoping to major in biology, minor in psychology. But I love psychology, and I've been taking a lot of psychology classes. So I think I'm going to try to double major with biology and psychology. We'll see how that goes, if I can survive college. Reason why I love psychology is it has so many things interwoven with magic and paganism, and it's just been a delight. Like biology as well. Biology and psychology. There's so much that has like proof almost. I mean, I'm not saying that you need proof for magic. You absolutely don't need proof for magic. I've known it existed for a very long time, but it's wonderful to see people who have more authority and more fancier papers tell people the same exact thing that you've already believed in your heart. And that study has been fascinating. What else? You're allergic to lilacs? Oh, I'm so sorry. Being a witch, felt was on for a long time. I'm glad you're able to be who you are and still be amongst your family. Most of my family on my side don't know, and I think it might be for the best to keep it that way. Nobody from my husband's side of the family knows that either me or him is a witch, and it might be in our best interest to keep it like that. My mom knows, my stepdad knows, and my mom is still trying to figure out how to come to terms with it. So she asks me like, well, what are the witchy things you do? Why do you call yourself witchy? And I'm like, well, you're a witch too. And she's like, I gasped, completely taken aback. What do you mean? I I don't believe in worshiping the devil. I'm just like, that's not what being a witch is. And I'm just like, she's full on gardener. She can make anything grow, anything survive. Her plant bushes are crazy. And I'm just like, well, working with plants. And she makes her own like cooking herb mixes and stuff like that. And making that's constituted as witchcraft. And then it like blew her mind. So since that conversation we had, she's been a lot more accepting. And she kind of realized that Satan has nothing to do with it. And in fact, I believe that most pagans don't believe in Satan because that's a Christian concept of bad. So there's that. Okay. Time to tidy up. Guys, this is exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Brings me joy. All right, what else? It says, my mom was really good with plants. Can't keep anything. Fake ones are nice too. My apartment can be like that. Makeshift florist nursery. Yep. Herbs and essential oils. Nice. Studying philosophy. Awesome. That's a fun topic too. Let's see. Student of war. What do you mean by that, Lou? Are you studying like different wars or history of war or like the psychology behind it or like the altercations behind it? What do you mean by war? I have over 20 different tarot decks and pendulum crystal. Nice. That's fun. Collections are fun. Make sure you're working with the ones you're connected to and feel drawn to. Astrology. That's nice. I'm glad you're able to find something that's been very good and comfortable for you. Family ignorant about witchcraft. Yep. Last year was my second year gardening. Putting intentions into your cooking is one of the best things you can do for working with magic. Set intentions when you make your tea in the morning. Set intentions when you make coffee in the morning. Set intentions when you are just working with anything in general. It makes your daily life so much more meaningful, in my opinion. All right, this has literally been the most perfect repotting ever because I have no dirt left and I have no plants left. Well, that are easily accessible and I don't have to go digging for other pots for them. Let's see what else. Topple Nations done 2 so far. Cool. I studied witchcraft. Nice. What a nice afternoon chat. You got your planner set up for next week? Awesome. I need to redo my planner and set it up for next month. Switching from the bullet journal system to my, simpler, quicker system has been one of the best things I've done for me this year. Let's see. Misunderstood is my middle name. Hi, me too. I'm glad we have synonymous names. Actually, I don't know what you mean by that, Lou. I would have dirt all over the place. Well, you don't see the floor. The way you explain that your mom has made me think I have never thought myself witchy, but I can see that I could be too now. It's always interested me. Witchcraft is not just casting spells and doing rituals. And in fact, a lot of pagans don't do that or like working with deities or anything along those lines. believe witchcraft and the notion of a witch is being connected with the energies around you and understanding the energies and elements around you and being respectful to them, such as nature, such as cooking, such as setting intentions for the day. Prayers are also a form of intention setting and witchcraft. Yeah, tell that to the church. What else? So, I don't know. I hope that helps make sense or something along the lines. I brought out a little shovel thing and I haven't even used it. I guess it's not a bad thing. Now I need a little jar. Still dusty a little bit. These guys have to go in here because I need to repot the plants in my bedroom, and I will do that when my husband comes home because I need way more than 2 hands. So, plant babies. What else? Early 20s. Nice. One of my favorite things that has been happening nowadays is just how much more acceptable being different has become, and how calling yourself a practitioner, calling yourself a witch does not get you like shunned from society for the most part. Or at least there are a ton of societies where you're able to kind of be yourself in. That was certainly not the case when I was younger. Online pagan communities barely existed. Okie dokie. I'm gonna put you back in here. Just in case. Let's see what else we got. I try to explain things so well. If anybody needs any more further explanations on anything, or even explained it a different way, let me know. Who's thirsty? You have water. You're good. You have water. You're good. You're good. You're good. I don't think I watered you. It'll do. More tomatoes and basil. Nice. I love basil. We have basil growing on our little kitchen shelf thing over there. I spent most of my years in the broom closet too. Phone notes too. Journals. Nice. Wicca 101 classes. Nice. I was a very sheltered child, and I didn't get to experience the world until I was about 16, 17 years old. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go anywhere to get any classes. I really enjoyed this. I'm glad you joined, Alexa. My psych studies help with that? Possibly, which is why I like it. I don't know. All right, what else do I need? For how much dirt was everywhere, I actually think I did pretty darn good. One of my favorite classes that I took, or courses that I took in psych studies, was child development and adolescent development. And that has really expanded like my knowledge for myself and why I kind of did certain things when I was an adolescent, and why I was triggered to do certain things as an adolescent, and just how children's minds and different stages or different ages minds interpret information differently, and how they internalize information differently, and how they respond to information differently, because it's not the same throughout. Absolutely not. And the fact that school systems kind of have a cookie cutter routine for everything pisses me off, when we have so many studies that explain that a lot of people learn in so many different ways. And I feel like that really helped me be more connected to people and more understanding to people, because just because you went through the same thing, for example, you both went to a flower shop, like you and two other people went to a flower shop, you maybe experienced something one way and understood things one way, and then when you recall that information, you have that story to tell, but your friend totally has a different perspective. And even though you were in the same exact place during the same exact time, you had a different view of things. They had a different interpretation of things. And when you recall that story afterwards, they have other things that they remember that you maybe don't. And it goes between so many people. Just because the same people have lived through the same thing, experienced the same thing, doesn't mean they have internalized it and interpret it in the same way. Psychology. Oh, didn't find your identity. I'm glad you found it now. Australia, more accepting of things. Nice. I want to visit Australia so bad. I want to travel the world so bad. A little bit more to wipe down. I don't know. I have like a couple more minutes. Anybody else have other questions or statements or things they want to share, talk about, while I work on sterilizing my counter? Or at least getting the dirt off of it. I don't know how good this stuff works. Oh, come on. Do you have any spell ideas for basil? Like using basil, growing basil, or incorporating basil? And basil has a couple different correspondences, so which one in particular are you interested in? Next Lunarly unboxing. Did I post the other one? Did I post the April one? I think I posted the April one. I didn't get the next Lunarly box. It's going to be a plant box, and it's going to be for the Black Moon, which is the second new moon of the month and the last Black Moon for this year. All right, I'm going to wash my hands real quick. And of course, I didn't put back the details. All right, let's see. Yes, it's going to be a plant box. Yeah, that's a great one for setting intention. You can also use bay leaves. Bay leaves are really good for financial gain and intention setting. What else? box. Beltane blessings to you too, Christina. I have a couple more minutes. I can just hang out and chat. So ask away any questions. So spell ideas for basil. I don't remember all of its uses off the top of my head, but with intentions and incorporations with it, you can use it in a spell jar, in a spell satchel, however you want to call it. You can use it for, wow, I forget the names, the correspondences for it. One moment. If it's not something I use frequently in my practice, it's not something that I remember. There is this book, and it's a book of ton of correspondences. So it has basil, I assume. Where is B? Are these trees? Go away. We have trees, holly, pine, broom, chamomile, basil. Basil and intentions. Assertiveness, attraction, balance, banishment, calmness, cheerfulness, clairvoyance, courage, defense, energy, family, fertility. Oh, fertility. I have used it in a fertility spell for a friend of mine before. Let's see. Purification, protection, mental stimulation, strength, stress reduction, sympathy, trust, wealth, and wishes. Let's see. Do you have any more boxes with the vintage stickers coming out? Yes. So I have their January box, and I stopped subscribing to it, not because I don't love that box. I love that box, but because I'm cutting back on spending on subscription boxes for my channel. I started off with a ton, but I'm kind of like cutting back because they have been getting expensive. Though the creator of those boxes has reached out to me, and she's sending me a free February box. So that's super exciting. So I'm going to have 2 more coming up. Let's see. Specific sites that I use or recommend. Yes. I don't know if you have the must have Moxie. I don't know if you've ever seen my Witchy classroom. I go through Google Classroom. There is a section there that has a ton of free resources, a ton of places for free books, a ton of places for like free online communities and things like that. And there's just like a whole list of stuff that I would recommend that I think are relatively kind of ish informative, and not like mumbo jumbo, I'm going to become a unicorn type of spells, if that makes sense. So there's a list of those there. What else? Kayla, love those videos as well. The vintagey stationary ones. What else? Is it a video? What is a video? What do you mean by a video? The classroom? The classroom is not a video. It's a Google platform. Does that answer your question? Must have books. I can post the link to it. You just need a Gmail account to be able to get in. Everything on there is free. And through that account, I do monthly full moon circles and sometimes new moon circles that I pretty much do a ritual, and I kind of go over the steps with it and things like that. which are free. I was just wondering how to access the classroom. I don't know if you can see the description of this video, but all the other videos that I've posted, if you go in the description, there's a link that says either my classroom or like my Witchy classroom. And if you follow that link and you just have a Gmail account, you're able to sign in and access that area. And then on the top portion, there's like little tabs that you can find. And I think it's classwork is one of them. And under that, there are different like forums and things like that for what to share. And sometimes I do discussions on there and post other things, post some of the interesting studies I've done. There's like a mini article on there and how our DNA acts very similar to quartz crystals from a couple books that I've read and studied. And I'm going to be coming out with like another mini article blog post thing in regards to genetic memory and religious beliefs and symbolism. So that's that. Let's see, what else? Ask away. Ask me anything. I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit until my timer goes off. And all of the resources on my Google Classroom, like I said, are free. The full moon circles are free, cost nothing to join. And all the rituals that I post on there, I have. You want a cookie? Okay, let me give you a cookie. Come here. Say hi to my friends. Come here. Sit. Yeah. Who's the good girl? You good girl, my good girl. Here you go. Have a cookie. Yes, you would like a cookie. You're awake because you have a new puppy? Oh. Animals are great. Some could be assholes, but for the most part, animals are pretty great. I had dirt on my face and you guys didn't tell me that? I thought you were friends with me. What the heck? Or maybe the camera just doesn't translate it well. Solstice. Easy. Come here. Hop up. No, hop up. No. Come over here. Hop up. Yeah, such a good girl. You my good girl. Have another cookie. Well, thank you, Tony, for joining. Nobody saw dirt on me? Okay, that's good. Yay, it's not gonna be permanently like on the video. Stop. So that would be my Google timer. It is now 2 o'clock, or 2 minutes till 2 o'clock. And I'm sorry, 2 minutes till 1 o'clock. And I have an appointment at 2 o'clock, so I have to go. This was great. I had a delightful time chatting with all of you amazing people. Thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna do this again sometime, either with more plants or with crystals next time. We'll see. I have a video that I'm prepping for doing like crystal vocabulary, because I want to start doing talking about certain crystals and certain properties and certain things with that. But before I want to do that, I want to put out a video of pretty much crystal vocabulary things that you might hear in regards to what are keys, what are memory keys, memories. What does it mean for a crystal to be like in a twin formation, or what does it mean crystal to be raw, and all those stuff, and all of its like spiritual representations, like fracture lines and the rainbows and all of that stuff, what it means. So I have that video coming up, and I'm going to be doing all of the examples with that video, because showing it through like my crystal and all of that fun stuff. And which means I'm going to have to take out a ton of crystals. And so the next live will most likely be a crystal organizing type of live after I record that video. We'll see how things go. All right, so it was a delight. Many blessings to you all. Happy Earth Day, blessed Beltane. Hopefully you had, we're going to play later. Hopefully you had a good time. I had a great time. And I will see you all on my next video.